Welcome to Kevin Richards VIPs. Today's guest is a really interesting person who's seen the bottom of the abyss and found his way out. Today we get to know Chris Scaglione. So I'm sitting in downtown Barrie at Unique Inc. with my new friend Chris. Chris, thank you for joining me for the show.
Thank you very much.
Chris, Unique Inc. is new to downtown Barrie and it went through its struggles, much like you've gone through some struggles to get to where you are right now. I want to come back to Unique Inc. and talk a little bit about what you had to deal with the city and things like that shortly. But tell me a little bit about you. Let people know a little bit about you, where you come from, where you grew up.
I'm originally from Barrie. Grew up in the South End. Joined the Army when I was 16. Ended up getting posted out to Edmonton for my first posting years ago now. And got out of the Army, ended up picking up some time, almost 9 years. Ended up serving all my time out in Edmonton. And that was February 15, 09. And released January 15th, or 19, 2000.
Well, thank you for your service for our country. I'm always a big fan of that. So thank you for joining the Army and doing that. A lot of people won't do that.
Yeah.
But when you say that you're talking about those 9 years, the 6 years plus the extra, right? Let people know here, what was that? You didn't just serve time. You were in prison, in a federal prison.
Yep.
How'd you get there? What was it like before? Like, where was your life building up to that? How did that happen?
I went from military and then all of a sudden got out, met with the wrong people, thought I was 10 foot tall, bulletproof, thought I knew it all. Ended up picking up attempted murder, aggravated assault, and got caught with 43 ounces of blow, and then ended up being locked up.
And you spent 6 years for that?
Over 6 years straight, yeah.
Okay.
And then been on parole since January 19, 2015.
So people watch a lot of movies and they watch a lot of shows and stuff about prison, everything, the Orange is the New Black and all these fun things. How accurate is that? What is the real truth for where you were? What was it like serving time?
Definitely wasn't easy. It's a city within a city. So, it comes with its own set of rules, and it's definitely a different world in there. So it's nothing I would, wish on anybody, that's for sure.
So when people talk about going in and the actual rehabilitation and coming out a different person, other than the prison system breaking you down and being in there and trying to keep your sanity for the time that you're there, what would you say is the most representative of the prison? Like, what would you say was the thing that you learned the most, or that you would have changed the most?
They definitely, since I got locked up, they started taking away programs, lots of programs to help integrate guys into the world. You know what I mean? Like, they don't teach you how to socialize, how to get back into the world. You know what I mean? It's you're just pretty much there. You're just sitting there, you're doing time. And
so you're just sitting there?
Yeah.
So all the programs are gone, because I know that, you and I have discussed this before, they had university programs and things like that.
Yeah, so if you have your high school degree, you're pretty much, that's it. To be able to do more, it's not going to happen. So whereas before, they did offer that. You could do university programs, but not anymore.
So give me sort of a Coles Notes version of a day in the life of prison. What's it like in there? What's happening from morning to night?
It depends. The federal system, you'd wake up for 7, go to breakfast, come back, get locked in your cell. If you didn't have a job, you'd be in your cell till 12 o'clock, go for lunch. From lunch, if you had a program, you'd go to your program. If you had a job, you'd go to your job. If you didn't have a job, you were locked up till dinner time.
So what kind of jobs are there in the prison?
In the federal system, there was tons. You had cleaning jobs, you had, support, grievance clerk jobs. There's multiple jobs. You had canteen job.
Yeah.
So, depending on where you were, it's going to vary. If you're in the maximum system, there's very, very limited jobs. You're locked up a lot, right?
So that rehabilitation aspect of it is slowly being cut back by the government.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I think what I understand from you, and I think that it's unfortunate that certain things happen, there's criminals that I just believe will always need to be locked up. Like everybody has their opinions of, the pedophiles and whatever else, right? Like there's just that. You got your Bernardos, and then you've got people who are in with the wrong stuff in the wrong time, and you were with the wrong crowd. Obviously, you've learned your lesson. You've spent your time. You've done your time. So when you come out of the system, what's that day like? Like, you see a movie like Shawshank Redemption, and you just think, wow, he's just coming out and he's going to go hit a beach. Like, what are you doing? Like,
for me, I was lucky I had family to come out to, right?
Yeah.
I had family, friends. I lucked out in that sense, whereas you get other guys, they got nothing. You know what I mean? They get out, they got nothing, except what they came out with. So maybe some shoes, clothes, whatever. If they happen to have a little bit of money, but if you don't have family support, like I lucked out big time.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I came to Ontario. This is where my family is. So I managed to have my buddy Jay, my business partner, he managed to get me started working in the shop, just to get me going, because it was hard to get a job when you first get out.
Yeah.
And then from there, all of a sudden did some roofing and came back, ended up becoming co-owner with my best friend for a tattoo shop.
So you've got a mom and dad who are supportive, which is fantastic. That right there can change a lot of people's will and desire to even want to live or go on or, repeat offend. Like if you've got love and you've got that family support, it makes a big difference. Now, your mom and dad started doing something here too in town.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because what's it called?
Mom started a Restoring Hope and Dignity. So basically, same kind of lines when guys get out of like Penetang with nothing, if they got arrested during the summertime. She'd give them winter clothes, food, maybe not food, but like a Tim's card.
And how does she do that? She meets them at the bus terminal?
Yeah, she'll sit at the bus terminal. So, and she'll have her car full of stuff. So when guys get out, she'll give them gloves, hats, whatever they need, right?
Because a lot of them come out of there and they've got
T-shirt,
and that's it. Whatever they had on that day.
Yeah.
So they're prison attire.
Yeah. So I mean, it's rough. It's rough. It's not like you get out and you got, everything.
So part of that rehabilitation and reintegration back into society and trying to get your dignity back.
Yeah.
Because you have been stripped of it, and there's always going to be that far wing person that's always going to say, oh well, they deserve it. They're a criminal. You know what? You can't be a criminal your whole life. There is a way to redeem and redemption.
Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, right?
Yeah, some of them are more extreme than others, and some people just don't get caught. Right? Well, it's true. Yeah. And so you've got this integration back in. You've got this cool mom and dad who are helping do this. Do you get involved with it too? Do you go out meeting these people? No?
Because parole purposes, I can't be around. You know what I mean?
Oh, makes sense.
I'm limited as to what I can do, right?
Okay. So what else are they doing? Your mom and dad are doing this on a daily basis. How often does this happen?
Every day. Mom does it every day in the morning.
And it's a complete charity that she does it.
Oh, yeah.
So how can people help this? How can people donate stuff?
Yeah, they can come to the shop. We can, we'll have a box here, if you have any extra old whatever, sweaters, hygiene stuff, whatever. A little bit helps, right?
Nice. Okay.
So they can drop it off at the shop, or they can drop it off to my mom. Either way.
So, again, now you've got this integration back into society here. You've wound up in this business.
Yeah.
So your first job with your business partner here, Jay.
Yeah.
What was your first job here?
It was the front desk. So just cleaning the shop, getting people to sign waivers, this and that. Just basically what I'm still doing, managing the shop, right?
Well, you're a walking billboard for tattoos, right? So you're covered in tattoos. You're going to work well in a tattoo shop, right? But you're also a big dude. So you've taken some other drive and ambition as well, too, from other than just being in the tattoo business. You got into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So when you were in prison, were you always a big dude?
I'd always work out. I've always worked out my whole life.
Yeah.
I used to watch the old man in the basement. His legs were the size of my torso, for Pete's sake. You know what I mean? He'd set a record at Ultimate Fitness for heaviest leg press. He'd have all the 45-pound plates.
So your dad was an inspiration for that?
It's huge.
Okay.
So watching him work out, just got me going.
Yeah.
I've been doing it ever since.
And so you obviously have a commitment to your diet and your regimen for working out and that sort of stuff too, because you've competed as well too.
Yeah.
Right? You've been in a fitness competition.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Came third.
Nice. And that was in a regional show?
Yep.
Okay. And so after that, what's your next ambition with that, other than just inspiring at the gym? Because I've seen some of your videos that have gone viral around the community too, where you're lifting huge weight. So for example, you were doing a deadlift the other day of how much?
545.
545 pounds, which is like a Harley, right? That you're lifting up off the ground and just putting it back down.
Yeah.
With no straps or anything. You just got strong hands and you're okay.
Yeah.
So you know
that's fun, right? I mean, you gotta enjoy it, right? You gotta think. I mean, working out got me through the worst times in life, and I mean, I love it.
Well, there's a certain zen that I know people kind of hit, if you want to use the term zen, or a happy place. You know, not to get all Peter Pan, but there's that happy place people get into, especially when you've got that time where you've been alone for so long, sitting in a cell and doing these things. Right. So you've got all this great drive and great determination to do things. At what point did you start letting them know that you knew how to do a tattoo or that you could draw? Did they sort of build you into it? How did you become a business partner?
Well, I don't do the tattooing part. I don't have an artistic bone in my body, but I can run a business. I know how to manage. I know how to do that kind of stuff, right? Able to keep things running smoothly. That way they can focus on all the art. Yeah. I mean, these guys their artwork is phenomenal. Yeah. So to be able to put out what they can do, but to be able to take that and show the community is where I step in, right? Sure. To be able to post it and show people this is what we do. Right, and then to help grow the company, you know, getting our stuff on shirts, hats. You know what I mean? That's where I come into it, right? Yeah.
So to loop back around, and I know I don't want to keep bringing this up, but back into the prison system and stuff like that. How do you stay away from all that lifestyle? Other than, you know, people want to say, oh, he's learned his lesson, and you know he's never doing it again. No. What do they do to keep you from repeat offending? What do they do to keep you from doing that? Because obviously you don't want to go back there.
Well, it's definitely not easy. I mean, sure, back in the day, the money was great, but I mean, at the same time too, I don't want to lose a business I've got. I've got so much going on, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? I got great friends, I got stuff that I want to keep doing. You know, I don't want to sit in a cell again. No. It's a waste of my time. I wasted my whole 20s. All my 20s, gone. You know what I mean? So now it's trying to build something for myself.
So you're how old now?
29.
Okay, so you've disappeared that much of your life, just gone. Third of your life so far.
And so now just rebuilding that and trying to make something that I could have had a long time ago, trying to do that now, right? Yeah. So I'd rather be productive than sitting in a box again, right? Yeah,
so if you had a short-term goal other than continuing to manage this place, what is your short-term goal with this place or with your life itself? You've got a competition coming up again?
Yeah, so they've APS, Athletic Performance System. They have a deadlifting competition going to participate in, as well as our shops throwing in some gift certificates for it just to help with it. Yeah. And then next year do provincials for bodybuilding. So I mean, got a lot of things on the go. So
that keeps you pretty distracted and keeps you focused on you.
Oh yeah.
All right. So when you're not doing that, what is your more long-term goal then? What do you see yourself doing? What do you really want to do? What is it that Chris needs to do or wants to do?
Honestly, I can't wait for my first vacation. I won't lie. Yeah. Won't lie. We got family in Italy. Yeah. You know, my dad's gone to visit and I'm dying to go. Okay. So the minute parole's done, I'm going on vacation.
So when parole is over and you get your pardon, right, you can then travel.
Yeah, I'll be able to travel.
Because right now they won't let you do much.
No.
What's that like? It's like having a big brother kind of syndrome on you all the time. You've got these eyes on you all the time, right?
Well, in order to leave like the South Simcoe Muskoka area, I got to get a travel pass. So if I want to go to Toronto, if I want to do this, that's outside of my area, I got to get a pass, get a permission to go. Yeah. And, you know, at any time, the place that I'm going to could say, well, we don't want them.
So you have a right to reject that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a pain in the It hasn't happened yet. You know, hopefully it won't. But, I mean, those are the kind of things I got to, you know, deal with, right? Yeah. So, and I mean, eventually here, we're hoping to open a shop up in Toronto, you know, or even BC, wherever, right? Expand the business, make things even better, right? Yeah. Travel, that kind of stuff.
So what would you do then? What would you do to improve you? What is it you do every day, or is your sort of mantra? What is it that makes you feel you can get through the day? Like you must have gone through some pretty dark stuff, some sad stuff, right? So how do you get through those days where you maybe get caught reflecting on things, or are those the things that keep you from?
Honestly, every day opening the shop or going to the gym, just the freedom to walk around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge. It doesn't seem like much to everybody else, but to me, it means a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, my proudest moment is opening the shop every day, closing it.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I helped build.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's continually growing every day.
So you're a part of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that you're a part of the community.
Yeah.
I've seen what you're doing around here. I've seen what your family does.
Yeah.
You're well respected at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it then that you want to do with you? Like this, what would your daily routine be on a day now, like to try and go through your day?
Well, I wake up to my stomach. That's the first part of my day. So I'll eat, hit the gym. After the gym, come open the shop up and work the day. And then from there, I'm eating all day. So it's nothing too exciting. You'll be sitting here watching me eat every 2 hours. And then from there, just trying to get the shop promoted as much as I can.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, cooking for the next day and back to the
Meal prep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then if you've got a message, because there's, people may be watching the show, wherever they're sitting right now watching Rogers.
Yeah.
There's going to be, and I can almost guarantee it, there's going to be somebody sitting there who either knows somebody or is somebody who is listening to this or watching this going, okay, he's a criminal. Why do they have this guy as a guest?
Yeah.
Right? What do you feel about yourself? Like, there are people who are going to say, oh, well, he's not his past. And there's other people who are going to say, well, he's a criminal, once a criminal, always a criminal, that's just it.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? Are you just...
Honestly, I got a business. Yeah, I might be a criminal. I might have a past. Well, that's great. That past created what I am now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what? I made mistakes, but those mistakes led me here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like for anybody. If you hadn't done something in the past, you wouldn't be where you are now.
If you do all
you
the
wouldn't have met all the people you know now. You know what I mean? You would have. So it doesn't bother me. People don't like me. You don't like me. It's not going to ruin my day. Not at all.
Yeah, you've been in a tougher spot.
So it's not going to hurt my feelings if somebody doesn't like me. Huh? That's great. If you can't get to know me for who I am, you're missing out.
Yeah, I think that's a good message. Because I think there's a lot of people who will sit there, and I'm trying to think of it as a devil's advocate, because I've gotten to know you, and I genuinely like you, and I got a lot of respect for what you've done with this business and how hard you've worked to move past your future. You can't just sit there and wallow and dwell on your past, because you get stuck there, then that's all you are.
Well, you got to think, if you sit there and you dwell and whatever, you end up falling back into old habits, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever, people aren't going to like you. People are going to have opinions, and it feeds me. People's disappointments, people's hate, that feeds me. That gives me more motivation to make them look worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So okay, you don't like what I do? Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to open up a second shop. I'm going to make my business even more popular. You know what I mean? I'm going to start doing this.
Well, success is a sweet revenge, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can hate all you want, but I mean, there's that great saying, behind every successful person is a group of haters, right?
Yeah.
So you want to sit there and hate, go for it.
Yeah.
So.
Good. Now, speaking of hating, we're not going to call it hating so much, but there was a real sense of what the heck with you trying to open up, people trying to open up Unique Inc.
Yeah.
They went through a battle to get open. Because I remember this used to be an optometrist place in here.
Yeah.
And it was really nicely laid out. And then people were like, well, what kind of business is going to go in here? Yeah. And I think that you've got an upscale clothing store next door. You've got a check cashing place. And the City of Barrie has all these rules about, how far a tattoo place can be, because they associate tattoos with all the bad things, I think, as well, too.
Well, the funny part is with that, with the move, we were just basically trying to go to a bigger location so we could grow the company.
Yeah.
So we were growing, we were getting more business, but the hard part with the old location was it was small. It was like a shoebox. So you can only do so much with that space. With this place here, we can generate more business, bring in more people. Because I mean, we got artists coming from Miami, Florida to come tattoo here.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like, we bring business. And so when we were moving here, there was a bylaw stating that pawn shops, tattoo shops, weren't allowed to be 100 meters near each other.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ridiculous, but I get it.
Well, downtown's not that big, so it's hard to...
Yeah. But I mean, the city agreed with us, you know what, you're only moving from one spot to another. You're not opening up a different shop, because why would we open another shop across from our shop? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But to move, you know what I mean? So the city agreed with us, but we had somebody that didn't, and he was fighting us tooth and nail.
Yeah.
And whatever, I mean, he just wanted to give us a headache, and you know, we fought through it, and we ended up winning at the end of the day.
And it took a while. It took what, like 6 months, wasn't it, or something longer than that?
I think close to a year. So I mean, it was a long battle, and I mean, but at the end of the day, it was worth every fight. So I mean, for what we have here, wouldn't change it.
Well, I think what it brings to downtown Barrie is it does bring, Unique Inc. is a very unique place. It's a really nice atmosphere.
Yep.
I think what people need to realize too is tattoos are still art.
Yep.
Right? It's not just, some... Now I know who the creepy dude is walking down the street because he's got the tattoo on his neck or on his arm right away.
It's not like back in the day where you just got the one single thing of flash. I mean, tattoos have evolved so much. It's an art form now.
There's cops in town with tattoos.
Oh, we tattoo a lot of the.
There's people in town, doctors, lawyers, you name it, municipal people who have tattoos.
Oh yeah.
And it's
and
just
I mean,
the way.
it is what it is now. Nowadays, I mean, but it's not that ugly art. It's awesome. You look at somebody's arm and it's like, wow.
You mean like the old classic lower back stamp and dolphin on the foot or the flower up the leg.
But nowadays it's a story, right? It tells something.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at some of the artwork, I mean, that our guys do. It's looking like they took a picture and they put it on you. It's amazing some of the stuff that these guys can do, right? It blows my mind every day.
Well, shows like Miami Ink. Remember when Kat Von D was doing those portraits and people are like, how did you do that? Like on skin.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's the thing people don't understand. I mean, to take a picture from a piece of paper, you know what I mean, and put that onto your skin,
you can't make a mistake.
You know what I mean? It's not easy.
Yeah.
And it's cool to be able to bring that kind of work and show it to people, right? So, and that's what we try and do every day. Try and show people what these guys can do, right?
So you've got a great element here to express yourself now, too, right? So you've gone through some pretty tough spots.
Yep.
You've gone through, I'm sure, some depression and stuff, trying to figure out, get back through this. You've got a great business that you're a partner in now, which kudos to you for that. You're doing a great job at the gym. You're inspiring people at the gym. I see the respect you get from the people around the gym.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for what you're doing. What do you want to do next? Like, you obviously want to expand this.
Yeah.
But what about you? You want to take this vacation? Yeah. What else? And that's got to be cool. Like, have you ever been anywhere?
No, not yet.
Like, ever?
When I was in the Army, Whitefish, Montana, but I mean, I want to get overseas.
Montana.
Yeah, I want to get overseas.
It's no Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, when you go to Italy, what's the first thing you want to do?
Jump in that friggin' ocean.
Yeah.
And explore all the old country, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much stuff there, so many stories. I just want to see it all, right?
It's the art.
Yeah.
Right. I know if I went to Italy, that's what I'd be doing.
Well, not only that, to be able to go from there and just keep traveling. Keep traveling, why not, right?
Kind of like letting a horse out of the gate, right?
Pretty much,
you get a chance to just run.
Yeah.
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 So then, on a daily basis, what are you doing to build yourself up to this trip?
I just keep putting money aside, trying to build myself, right? So, I mean, I started from nothing, and now I've got something, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it takes time. I mean, it's not going to be an overnight thing.
Yeah.
So every day, just trying to come up with new ways to bring business in. And I mean, eventually, I wouldn't mind starting something on my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Maybe a clothing line, whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows? There's so many things that can be done. Why limit myself, right?
Sure. So how can people support your family a little bit more too? Because I want to go back to that because it's such a great thing, the integration. People can come in here into the shop.
Yeah,
Unique
they
Inc.
can.
We're down near 5 Points, downtown Barrie.
Yep.
Okay. Do you think that they can expand this and go into other communities? Because it'd be nice to see that expand.
You can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere that they, where they're dropping guys off, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
People don't realize that.
It's just taking the time. I mean, to sit there and, give a guy, pair of a warm sweater, or during the summertime, some shorts, or even a gift card just to go get a coffee. Just something that says, hey,
you're still alive.
I mean, you're still alive, And that way, buddy's not thinking, oh, well, I'm going to go grab something and sell it, and, you know what I mean? Fall back in the old routine, right? So little things like that that my mom does that really will help switch a person's mentality, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're always just tossing people aside or you're not giving them a chance, well, you're not changing much, are you?
Yeah.
I mean, simple things like, you know, people can come down here, we'll set up a box. They can drop off whatever coats, whatever they want, you know, toothbrushes, things like that.
People just need a chance to get back going.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you give a guy, I mean, look at me. My buddy gave me a chance and we built something.
Yeah.
You know, my family helped me and look what we're doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who get out of the prison system and they just become shadows, right? And they just kind of drift and disappear because they think society's looking down at them.
At the same time, too, you know, guys need to go out there and do something. It's not easy.
They can't come to here and just sit down.
No, you can't. You know, you get out, it's going to be tough. Nothing's going to be easy. Nothing is ever easy.
Yeah.
Nothing was ever handed to me. You know what I mean? Everything that I've got, busted my for.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's just how it is.
Well, you've proven, just from talking to you and in life, we've been able to talk a little bit about, you know, your life. And I'm sure even if you break it all down even longer, that time in prison, nobody wants to think about it. I don't think people really think about, you know, what they're doing in their life and how they could sit in one spot for that long. You are going to go through, you know, a mental rehabilitation. You're going to go through some numbness, right? Where you're going to just, you don't ever want to go back.
Yeah.
And you've done your time. You've done your time for your crime, right? That's what the government says is the time allotted for what your crime should serve, right? So you should be allowed back in society and should be okay to do your thing. You've done your time.
Yep.
So for what you've done, I have a lot of respect for what you've done to get here. Obviously, I'm never going to condone the things you did back then. Nobody is. That's why you went to jail.
Yeah.
But to do something after that is a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so good for you. So then what would be your optimistic power message or message you want to relay to people right now to try and let them know not to give up hope?
Honestly, biggest thing is, I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be an easy go. You know, you're gonna have your downfalls. You know, you're gonna fail. But the biggest thing is, don't be afraid to fail, and just keep pushing through. Because I mean, you're not gonna get anywhere unless you try. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fall. You know, you're gonna scrape your knees. You're gonna get a bloody nose. But I mean, if you keep getting up, you keep pushing forward, you're gonna get where you want. That easy. So
Sometimes you just got to dust yourself off and keep going.
every time, right?
Well, they say sometimes you need a little polishing, sometimes you need a little chipping, a little sanding, and that becomes you, right? So you've gone through lots of chipping and sanding to get to where you are right now.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, you got to think all the scars, everything. It's a story. It's a story that one day you're going to tell your kids, you know, or tell everybody watching, right?
yeah,
So people come to the shop and, well, this is what it was. This is who I was. This is what I am now.
yeah. And that's a good inspirational message because there's going to be people who think, you know, maybe I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do something other than what I did.
Do it.
Awesome.
Do it. You know what I mean? The worst thing that's going to happen is it doesn't work. And try something different or keep at it.
Yeah.
I mean, weightlifting, same thing. You're going to fail 1,000 times and then eventually you're going to get it, right?
Yeah.
It's just what you put into it.
Nice.
So it's as easy as that.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
I want to thank you for being a guest on my show.
Well, thank you for
I
having
wish
me.
you and your family all the best with all the things you're doing. And I hope people will come down to Unique Inc. and drop off some stuff in the box and help people, you know, try to inspire somebody because, you know, proof's right here.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So thank you for being a guest on my show,
Thank you
Chris.
for having me.
Thank you.